Hi there, welcome to this extra and special episode of our PLNTSdoctor. Today is Valentine's Day, and whether you have a partner or not, today is all about love of our plants. In this video we dive into all the care products you need to know and use to make your green friends happy and thriving. We will explain and demonstrate how the products work. I will link all the products that I show in the description below. Ready to give your plants some extra love? Let's get started. If you give your plants some extra love right from the start, be sure she will grow into a beautiful greenhouse plant. So if you are making new baby plants from cuttings, I advise you to use rooting powder. This rooting powder will make your cuttings root better, so let's boost those roots. After you have cut the ideal cutting from the mother plant, you have to moisten the bottom of the cutting. Then dip the bottom about 1 to 2 centimeters into the cutting powder. It's important to tap off the excess powder carefully. Now your cutting is ready to be put in the soil. Let's the growing begin. Once your little plant is placed in the soil, you can use a special grow pot or grow house to keep your new green baby safe and sound. The hood of the Hagrid products optimize the air control and temperature, which help your plant thrive. You can use the grow pot as a nursery pot or simply place your pot in the planter. Now your plant is happy and thriving in her pot. It's time to give her an extra boost of love. I will demonstrate our 3 special boosters that will help your plant grow even better. Let's start with our plants nutrition. Plants in pots can survive just fine without extra nutrition or fertilizer. But that doesn't mean that they don't need some extra nutrition every now and then. That extra bite will ensure that the plant develops new growth faster and stays healthy and very beautiful. After all, love goes through the stomach, right? During spring and summer our plants grow actively and a little more nutrition is desired. You can use our plants nutrition every 2 weeks during the growth season. Add 8 milliliters nutrition and 1 liter of water in your watering can. Give your plants their usual sip of water and they will be very happy. In the winter months you can cut back on fertilizer or you can use half the dose. So 4 milliliter and 1 liter water. Our next booster is our Plant Soil Micro Booster. This is a liquid soil booster that consists of a mix of microorganisms. This useful bacteria improve the soil structure so that the plant will grow better and stronger. Besides that, the soil boosters also helps to prevent plant stress. You only need to give this product once in a plant's life. Add 1 cup plus 1 liter water. Mix it, add to the potting soil and you're done. Lastly, our plant's Osmocoat fertilizer. With this booster you really make your soil's day. Mix 3 to 5 grams of Osmocoat with 1 liter potting soil. They will release nutrition very slowly in a very controlled way over a period of 6 months. This way your plant is always provided with sufficient nutrition during this period. But doesn't a plant need different nutrients in the summer and winter? Osmocoat can help you with this too. When the ambient temperature is warmer, the grains release more nutrition than when it's cold. Super handy, right? Another way to boost the growth of your plants is to use a breezy CO2 bag. This little bag produces carbon dioxide for your plants. Make 3 to 6 holes in the top of the bag and hang it above your plants. This will bring the CO2 bag into contact with oxygen and will slowly start producing carbon dioxide. This extra carbon dioxide in the air allows your plants to withstand higher temperatures. This means they need more water and nutrition, so don't forget to increase the amount of water, nutrition and light in your environment to maximize the effect of the CO2 bag. Now you've given your plants a boost, it's time to let them grow. In spring and summer, plants receive more light than in fall and winter. When the days are getting darker, it's nice for your plants to have a grow light. In our previous episode of our PLNTSdoctor, we explained everything about grow lights and showed our favorite grow lights, like our Henry grow lights and our Elho light gardens. So if you're interested in using grow lights, make sure to watch that episode. We like to lend a helping hand to our loved ones and the same goes for our plants. Sometimes they can really use a little support. Especially climbing plants need a little help growing up. Luckily, there are several ways to help your plant in a stylish and handy way. Look at these cute plant's wall leaves. With these clips you can let your climbing plants trail along the walls. They are super easy to install. Simply pull off the strip on the back and stick them onto your wall. Another great way to help your climbing green friends is installing a moss pole. Choose a ready-made Peter moss pole or go for our do-it-yourself Casper climbing pole. It's best to install a moss pole when you are repotting your plant, as the pole needs to be firmly in the soil. The last way to give your plants a helping hand is also super stylish. We have several cute plant stakes that are perfect to let your plants climb up. Installing them is also super easy. Carefully stick them into the soil and help your plants find their way up. Use our ruby clips or ruby binders to make sure your plants stay in place. Of course, I don't need to tell real plant lovers that plants need water. Duh. Everyone probably also knows that you don't need to re-water many plants until the top of 2 centimeters of the soil is dry. So I'm not going to talk about that either. What I am going to talk about is some nice and handy tools that can help you water your plants. That way your beloved plants will never have too much or too little water. Let's start with my personal favorite, the Naomi plant sensor. This handy device tells me exactly if my plant needs water, but it also measures the amount of sunlight, nutrition and temperature the plant receives. The app on my smartphone gives me a precise insight into the needs of my green beauty. With a database of over 6,000 plants, the app knows the perfect condition for your specific plant. How's that for the perfect care routine? The following tools are also super handy, because even though we love our plants very much, sometimes we can forget about them. Or in case you just have lots of plants, these tools also come in handy. I'm talking about water drippers. We have them in different shapes and sizes and they are suitable for every bigger plant. The Ola, the Globe and Mailman work the same. Simply place them in the plant and fill them with water. For the terracotta water dripper, you need a glass bottle and put it upside down in the watering pipe. All water drippers are made of terracotta. Terracotta is known for its superpower to absorb a lot of water and then slowly give it to the plants. Besides watering, humidity is also important. That's why I covered that one briefly as well. Tropical plants are used to high humidity. Our houses are often well isolated and using heating or air conditioning can lower humidity levels. The result? Sad plants with brown or yellow leaves. Time to give your plants and yourself some extra love with our geurwolkje humidifier. Installing is super easy. Fill your geurwolkje with water and a few drops of your favorite scent and put it in the power outlet. Click the button and voila! Your plants will be very happy, and your nose too. Even though you give your plant all the love and attention it needs, unfortunately you cannot escape pests. Fortunately, you are an observant plant parent and spot it immediately if your plant is suffering from something. Time to take action. A natural and eco-friendly way to save your plants is plants neem oil. Because plants neem oil is a pure oil, it's very important to mix it. Mix 1 cup full of oil with a half cup of green soap and 1 liter of water. Mix this well and your miracle mixture is ready to be used. Pour it into a sprayer and spray those pests away. Don't forget the stems and soil around the roots. 1 treatment may be enough, but it's wise to repeat it to get rid of all those pesky bugs. On to the next pest that can bother your plants, flies, also called morning flies. Many plant lovers have to deal with them from time to time, and besides being an annoying sight, they can be harmful to your plants. A great way to keep morning flies from having a chance are our morning fly catchers. These sticky insect traps ensure that insects are attracted to bright color and then stick to it. This way they can't reproduce and your plague will be over in no time. Just remove the foil and place the card in your plant. Super easy, right? If the fly catchers just aren't enough to control the plague, you can also consider biological pest control. We made an extensive PLNTSdoctor video about this, so if you're interested, make sure to watch that video too. And that's it for today's video. I hope these tips help you give your plants even more love. Do you have a good tip yourself to put your plants in the spotlight? Then share it with other plants lovers in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and if you like these tips, show us some love in the comments. See you soon. Bye bye.